He hopes he'll get his later.
Well, that came out not the way I meant it, but okay. Look on the bright side. Hey, Brian, you're not here.
Okay, we happen to be recording.
I'm sorry?
It didn't say so. So good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News, and we are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow our business and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef with any issues or concerns they might have. And we welcome them to give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and take a look at our YouTube channel, which is Today's Restaurant. And you can access that through our website, again, which is trnusa.com. Again, good morning, everybody. And we have a new, I'm going to say, Don, you've been here before?
Yeah, I've been here before. Usually our area director, Mike, jumps in on these calls, but he's on vacation this week. So filling in for him.
Well, welcome. Welcome back, Cynthia.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And welcome back, Brian. How back? He's been. Welcome, Terry. Nice to see you.
Back on again for it to even go. It wouldn't work. It said I had no internet, which is insane. I went to all the other emails, nothing worked, so turned it off. Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. Let's I want to do our intros, and I'm going to get Ed in because he has to leave a little early. So Ed, why don't you start us off?
Thank you, Howard.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, these intros have a dual benefit. These intros obviously for the group to hear. You know what? I'm going to change this up for a sec. I mean, we have enough people to do this. I did this in the other group last week, and I wanted to do it here, but I have to find. Okay, we did this once, perhaps last year, and we had some fun with it. I'm going to give each one of you a number, and then I'm going to draw a number from this bag, and I'm going to ask the person whose number I called just to identify themselves. And I'm going to have the speaker do the intro for the person whose number I pick.
Oh, that's fair to Cynthia. She hasn't been here.
Cynthia will make it easy for her.
Okay.
All right. So Ed, you're going to be number. Let's give you number 8. Ryan, number 1. Cynthia, number 2. Kaufman, number 3. Don, number 4. Auerbach, number 5. Steve, number 6. Terry, number 7. And I'll be number 8.
What was my number?
404 All-Star.
That's 404 All-Star.
And Howard, what's my number again?
He's having a Biden moment.
I feel like him at times, I'll tell you.
I think I gave you number 8.
Yeah, and you said you're number 8.
No, Eddie's number 1, right?
Let me do this again. All right, write down your numbers. I know it's tough, but write them down. All right. Ed,
no respect.
You're going to be number 8.
I'm number 8. Okay.
You were number 8.
I'm changing it now. We're just going to do it again. Brian J, number 1. Cynthia, number 2. Chris, number 3. Don, 4. Auerbach, 5. Steve, 6. Terry, 7. I'm going to be 8B. No, kidding. I'll be number 9.
Oh,
So Ed, you're gonna go first. Who's got number 7?
Me.
Good. So Ed, you
I'm gonna-
give Terry's intro.
okay, okay. I'm Terry Appel. Can't you tell? I look so pretty. We are today's restaurant news. I'm responsible for getting out such important information as the restaurants that are opening up in Florida and Georgia. And I've got 50 to 75 in Florida every month. And in Georgia, we have part of Alabama in there, and we're doing maybe 30 or 40 a month right now. So we're doing well. They're available. I would strongly recommend that you use them to learn what's happening in your neighborhood before it all goes up in flames. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and it has the name of the restaurant. You have the email address, if I have it available, the phone number of the person responsible for the operation of the permitting or whatever is the construction. Then we tell you if it's in construction or when is it supposed to be coming out of the ground. A lot of details in there. And you can reach me at TRN.
62888 or Terry at trnusa.com.
Okay,
Hey,
thank you.
Excellent.
Very impressed, Ed.
Wow.
That was-
I do, that's for sure.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
Got a little. Watching.
so Chris, was that okay with you?
Fabulous.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that.
Hall of Fame material.
Hall of Fame, okay.
Let's go to let's go to
I'm going to go into another
Brian.
Hall of Fame. Already in one Hall of Fame in Florida. I am. The
Brian
Soccer
J.
Referee Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh.
What-
Brian J.
Yeah.
You got number 4.
Who's that?
Who's number 4?
Don.
Don.
Don. Okay. I'll wing this.
That should be easy for you.
Don works with Mike up in Atlanta with Spot On. They're a company that represents POS systems, but also credit card processing and loyalty programs, things like that. And Don and Mike work in the state of Georgia, and they are, again, with Spot On. About all I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Better than I expected. Yeah, Spot On is a technology company focused on restaurants, but we have some clients outside of that space. Core competency is point of sale, but we also have a labor management solution to help with accounting, loyalty program, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm very impressed. We've only met once before. That was probably 2 months ago. So that was good.
Yeah, great. Terrific.
And how you Don?
I'm sorry.
How can we reach you?
So my email is don.perone@spoton.com. My cell phone number is 770-688-9637. We can go outside of Georgia as well. I know we have Florida and Alabama in here. Really just depends on the opportunity. I've done a couple of deals in Florida, a couple of deals in Alabama. Really depends on what the restaurant or the client's needs are. If I can handle it myself or if I need more boots on the ground.
Are the divisions, Florida or Georgia, are they run separately, or is it all under one umbrella?
Yes and no. So there will be a different director, but we all report to the same region. So that matters a little bit less. We all communicate very fluidly.
The reason that I ask is we're running an ad for Spot On in our newspaper,
Yeah.
and it has one person's name on it, Adam. You know Adam.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Okay.
So I just the question.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean that's fine. Shouldn't be too much of an issue.
All right, very good. I'm going to skip over Cynthia because she's.
Thank you. Oof.
I don't want to put pressure on you. So
Excellent.
let's go to Chris.
Yes.
Let's see.
Hello.
What number are we gonna get for Chris? Let's see.
Give him the hardest one.
Well, this is the hardest one right now. Number 3.
That's me.
So,
Well, let me tell you about this guy.
all right, let's go to number 5.
Number 5. Oh, okay, great.
Auerbach.
Brian Auerbach.
We just went through this, so you should.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, the world revolves around numbers.
Yep.
And when you get your numbers right, your world's going to be right. And Brian Auerbach, otherwise known as the guru of numbers, is very helpful with a business to zero in on their cost issues, but also outsourcing items that are very pertinent for a restaurant's profit and loss, and can save your company significant amount of dollars, as well as improve your bottom line by engaging Brian Auerbach services. And they can take some of the mundane work off your people, outsource that to him, and his people can focus on getting it right 100% of the time. So Brian Auerbach, his services, it's easy to remember his last name, particularly if you only went to one NBA game in your life or even saw one NBA game on the television. He's got a very memorable name in Auerbach, one of the all-time great coaches of all time in any sport, Red Auerbach, Auerbach. But Brian works out of Miami. However, his company has offices throughout the United States and can be of help to you, whether it's an assisted living company that might have being drowning in all types of administrative minutia. His company can alleviate that issue and make your profitability soar. So check out Brian Auerbach, and right now he'll give you his telephone number.
Yeah, it's Brian Auerbach, and pronounced, Auerbach, like turn the clocks an hour back. So with InfoSync, business process outsourcing, so we're an outsourcer of accounting and payroll. And my cell is 786-670-1027, and my email is Brian, BRIAN, .Auerbach, AUERBACH, at ISSVC.com. Nice job, Chris.
Okay, that was very good. Steve, I'm going to skip over to Steve, and your number is 1. Who's
Okay.
number 1?
Who's number 1? Oh, Brian. Okay. The other Brian, well, he specializes in financing equipment, but in particular restaurant equipment. So if you're a restaurant that needs new equipment, whether it's a stove or a vent hood or a freezer, he's the guy to go to. He'll get the financing so you can afford the payments. And that's what Brian does. He's really good at it. And he does it all over the country. So anyway, that's Brian.
Except no more food trailers.
No,
Oh,
we won't get into that one.
Or scooters that think they're coffee houses or.
I'm still doing that, but the food truck, no. More.
Okay,
Oh my God.
Terry, we'll go to Terry now. You got number 8, Terry.
Weird.
You got
Is
Ed.
it 8A or 8B?
Who are you giving me?
Ed.
Oh,
Ed Gurdon. Wow. Ed Gurdon is Seacoast Sales based out of Orange Park, Florida, which is very close to Jacksonville. He specializes in Carpigiani equipment and any batch freezers, gelato machines, ice cream machines, soft serve machines, anything that you can think of as far as ice cream or frozen dessert related. Carpigiani has been around forever, and Ed is the man to call if you know somebody building a kitchen that might need one of those machines. And you can reach Ed at
904-334-4489.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
See, she did well because you did well.
That's
Yeah,
right.
describe your business well. It's not to mention the fact that I've heard it 1,000 times, so it's something's got to.
Exactly. Don, do you feel comfortable doing this?
I would love to give it a try, but I gotta be honest, really the only bio that I feel comfortable with is Chris. Since
Uh-oh.
he's been
All
on the
right,
fun-
do Chris.
Uh-oh.
If,
Don't
yeah,
tell
but
him
I'll-
everything, please.
Sorry. So we've got Chris Kaufman here, recruiting extraordinaire. He's worked with restaurants for a long time, some of the biggest names in Atlanta, and brought them some rock stars, people who really stick around, which for me is kind of the test of a good recruiter. You know, I always go to Bones. Bones is a restaurant that Chris recruits for, and the tenure of their employees is legendary in Georgia. You know, we're talking about servers, managers, whatever, that have been there for 40 years, which is, it might as well be a millennia in the restaurant world, which is pretty awesome. And a little fun fact about Chris, he's also a comedian. First time we met, he handed me 2 business cards, one for his recruiting agency and one for his stand-up comedy, which I thought was pretty awesome. Haven't been able to see the comedy, but I've heard good things.
You have to come to the more meetings, you'll see the comedy.
404 All-Star.
Great.
That's right.
In great places.
Cynthia, are you comfortable doing my intro?
Your intro, Howard?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the reason we're doing this is not to embarrass anybody. This is just to have a little fun, and also this is helpful for everybody in the group to do this, because it puts you on the spot to really know what everybody does, and it's helpful, and it's interesting for people watching.
All right. I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Okay. So Howard Appel, he's the leader for today's restaurant, which is a fantastic network with a newspaper and different social channels. It keeps all of the restaurant social media updated with what is the most important things going on in the restaurant. If you become part of the membership with him, you also receive leads to what is going on, especially in Florida. And he, along with Terry, they do keep us informated, and they give us like fantastic opportunities to advertise in different medias. So, and you can contact him in, what would be your telephone number, Howard, and your email?
561-620-8888. And my email is howard@trnusa.com.
Very good, Cynthia.
Steve, are you comfortable?
Great.
Oh, you did one already, right?
I did.
I did. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do you.
Now,
No, wait, hold on. What?
hang on. I have a new sign in.
I know. I'll get. Hello, hi, Seggy.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So I got. All right. Just hang on a second. So Steve, nobody has done your intro,
Nope.
and nobody's done Cynthia's.
Oh, I wanted Steve.
I'll do Steve. I don't care.
Oh, I haven't done one yet. But somebody take Steve. Who wants Steve?
I got Steve. I'll take
Go
Steve.
ahead.
Hi, I'm Stephen Whitehill. I like to have lunch. Usually big cutlet sandwiches, you know, some cold cuts. But Stephen Whitehill is with Anchor Business Brokerage. So basically, if you're looking to buy a business or sell a business, Steve's the guy to go to. He has a huge network he can reach out to. So you can find you businesses in different areas, help you with the financial piece of it, of acquiring it, and kind of bring you through the ins and outs of what you should look for in that business. Just not the things, obviously, like profit and loss statements, but kind of looking a little bit more detail and going historical data. and making sure you're finding the right business to help grow and kind of achieve the goals that you're looking to do. And Steve, give everyone your contact information.
Hi, I can be reached at 561-376-7500. And my email address is Steve, Steve, at Anchor, ANCHOR, B.com. Thank you.
So that leaves me doing Cynthia's intro. Okay, good.
Hold on, Cynthia, do a little.
And our late arrival is looking at us like we're crazy. Just to explain to you, we're having people in the group do somebody else's intro for this morning. And I'll come to you right after we do Cynthia, and you can tell everybody who you are and what you do. Okay, so just hang on. All right, Cynthia is a designer of branding. She does logos, and she designs branding material for restaurants and anybody who needs branding. She works out of South Florida. No, yeah, out of South Florida.
Well, Central Florida.
That's right. Central, that's right, Orlando. And she's new here, so I don't have all of the. You're gonna have to fill me in here.
Of course. So we do full service branding design services. So we do everything from a logo, space planning, equipment specifications, 3D design, CAD drafting, and we pretty much design and develop and do implementation for the restaurant industry and also for the entertainment industry.
Oh,
Gee,
wow.
I did a good job, didn't I?
Yes, yes, you did. And you may contact us as info@312id.com or 206-822-5797. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Washington.
Well, I moved from Seattle just like a year ago, and I just, so many people have like that phone number, so I decided not to change it.
Right.
No, I recognize the 206 as Seattle.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Again, we did this not to embarrass anybody, but to educate and to let everybody be more focused when somebody gives an intro, like we're going to hear right now from the new person on the board. Now, how do you pronounce your first name? Sagi?
Sagi.
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 Emphasis on the E. Sagi. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You spoke to Terry yesterday. Terry Ark, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And based on what you're going to tell me today, I'll be better able to tell you if you can be in her group or not. If
In whose group?
All right. So tell
In
us who
whose
you
group?
are, what you do, and
Terry,
how we can reach you.
Okay.
he can't.
I can hear.
Go ahead.
Sagi?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Give us your intro. Tell us who you
Oh,
are,
okay.
what you do, and
So this is my first time here. It's just to focus me because I came from, I mean, it was kind of quick. It's in the restaurant. I mean, the networking group is around the restaurant business, or
Yes.
not necessarily.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll what I do is I have a company called Cypress Engineering, and it's not engineering in a construction, per se. It's more the automation, and I'll explain in a minute what it means, software and hardware. But I'll try to put it in context of restaurant, so it's going to be easier to understand. I have a certification of what's called black belt in lean thinking and Six Sigma, which is a process where you kind of dissect the operation and look at the efficiencies and try to make it more efficient and try to solve problems. So let's say if it was, I'm trying to give an example from the restaurant world, you go into a restaurant and you study the operation, you see how people move, you see where the cash register is located, where the tables are located, where the kitchen is located, and you try to understand if it's efficient, because a lot of times time is wasted when people move around unnecessarily. So there are different methods to study that. For example, you just put a camera and you record, and then later you can see the traffic, like you can see how people move. And then you can relocate the cash register or relocate, different tables in the kitchen or whatnot, and improve your efficiencies, your time to deliver, or the delivery time, by making processes more efficient. It could be automation. It can be introduction of a software that helps them track the orders. And it can be hardware. It could be things, equipment that could be used to make the process more or faster or more accurate. So that's what I do. I kind of walk into to a space, and I study the space, and then I help them make the process more efficient. I suggest all kinds of different ways to make it more efficient, and then once we choose a one solution, then I do also the whole integration. And the way I work is just pay for my time or whatever equipment is yours. Like I don't bundle it up.
Wow, that's
See-
great.
Go ahead,
And
Terry.
that's problems in many kitchens, many operations.
Right. So any operation, I was just trying to put in a context of restaurant so that you understand it. But yeah, anything you do, it could be for that fact. It could be also an insurance company, and you have 10 people that are trying to, build insurance. It's the same thing. You have processes. Each process takes time, and what I say is that that you're only as fast as your slowest process. So it doesn't matter if you have 10 processes and one of them is the slowest, that's your speed. You can't be faster than that. So that's
Well,
what you do.
Please
Identify.
don't kill the slow cooking thing in the restaurants. It's really good. It's a joke.
But it sounds like industrial engineering, time and motion study.
Right.
Yes.
I was just going to say that. That was
Yeah.
I went to college for industrial engineering, and what you're describing works extremely well in manufacturing when there's repetitive operations, and you can actually stand at that workstation and time several cycles and
Right.
come up with a standard for that operation.
Yes, very true. Yeah, my background is 20 plus years in manufacturing, warehousing, logistics. I come from that space.
Cool.
And where are you located?
I didn't know they
At
could.
Parkland, Florida.
Okay. And you want to tell us how we can reach you? Just give us a phone number.
Sure. I can also put it on the chat, but my phone number is 561-454-9677. And the email is complicated. I'll just send it in the text.
Okay.
You're not gonna remember. You're not gonna be able to write it in time.
Okay. Okay, did we get everybody today? I don't want to forget Ed. I know that.
You didn't forget Ed. I did, Ed.
I know.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was good. That was fun.
I have-
That was, what are you talking about?
Huh?
That was scary. Everyone was like, no.
I know Cynthia had a panic attack, but everybody was.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was about to
but-
pass out.
Don't forget, Cynthia, in about 3 or 6 months, we're going to do this again.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Some of us held it in better than others, but I got a question for the group. I am thinking about putting together a presentation, a series of presentations really on AI. and different how to use it and so on. I just want to know if there's before I do it, it's going to be a lot of work, so I don't want to do it if there's no interest. I can put it together. Anybody?
Absolutely.
Definitely. That's the biggest thing right now, and it's just starting.
No,
Ab-
it is. And I just, what inspired me is went to a presentation on the different AIs, and of course I didn't pay that much attention, but I do have the slides, so I can I can spend some time and work it out. But before I do it, I want to make sure everybody would be interested in it, and it by nature to do it in so that anybody can use these things, it'll take time. So I was figuring 20 minutes to a half hour. Is that kind of an acceptable length of time per
Absolutely.
presentation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to.
Fine.
get
I
a
was
sense.
thinking about that this morning about AI. Once we get a little bit more time and a little bit more knowledge in AI, at some points, isn't it going to be possible for somebody to sit down in front of a computer and say, how do we cure cancer?
Sure, you can do that now with Siri.
Well, AI is somewhat different. That's a good thing. I really have to point out the difference between things like Siri and AI. Siri is going to use AI. As a matter of fact, I understand this big push at Apple, which I'm not really sure what it
Yeah.
is they're doing. But Siri just scans. Siri's
They
Siri
use
scans the internet basically.
right.
It pulls up answers. It doesn't refine the information it gives you.
Right. It's basic,
Right.
but they when they come up when you're talking to Siri and it comes up with the co-pilot, it's still very basic info.
Well, okay, so Copilot is essentially ChatGPT 4, somewhat
Yeah.
modified for Microsoft's processes. And Copilot is now available. It is now standard on their internet browser, which is Edge, and it is available on all their Office platforms. So actually, it can help you improve writing if you buy it, or if you pay for it. It can help you with spreadsheets and so on. Although the spreadsheet one, my understanding is it's not as robust as some of the other things. But that's my understanding. The trouble is all this stuff costs money.
Yeah, I have Edge, and that's what I have.
You have one, I'm sorry?
I have Edge, and that's why I have
Yeah. Edge will.
at A1 because I don't know.
But
A1.
isn't the world in the process now of loading AI, basically? Because at some point, the knowledge of the world will be in AI.
Well,
I'm assuming. I don't know that much about it. I'm just bringing it up.
well, AI basically is a program that essentially does some refinement of information and takes a look at the information that's presented, that it presents, and analyzes it for you, as opposed to Siri or anything else, which will just
Right.
essentially pull out that information. So the information is already there. It's now the analysis of that information, I guess, is where I'm going with it. I've been using it. Well, if I have to write something and if it's important or it has to be done really well, I will use ChatGPT to enhance it, but you just can't let ChatGPT put it in and then just take it whole and just plop it in someplace, because sometimes it makes mistakes and sometimes its tonality is wrong. So you still have to make some decisions, but it certainly improves what I write.
Yeah, but
For me,
I've
it's like
loaded.
an everyday, extremely helpful tool to save time on everything I do, even from simple searches to,
Right. But aren't you afraid that one AI is going to become a real Will Smith movie?
A real what?
AI is going to one day become a real Will Smith movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but there's nothing
Well-
you and I can do about it. It's getting there.
I know. It's
So-
You either
scary.
jump on the wagon or you don't. It's there, and it's you can't stop it.
I thought Auerbach would jump in on that one for sure.
If you want to try to have fun with it, and see how intricate it is, try to ask it some like really difficult questions. Like I asked it, for example, based on all the knowledge that you have on Google, which religion you would say is the closest to God?
Yeah.
It could
Or
answer it.
and it will just analyze all the information that it has and give you a pretty impressive answer, you know?
Really?
Yeah, try it out. It's so much fun. Let me give you another example of a fun thing. I asked it, based on all the information that you and all the researches that you have on Google, uh, who has a higher intelligence, men or women? And it will give you you have to see it. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
We know
But
the
you'll
answer to
see.
that already. Come on, women.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, you can ask it so many questions, and you challenge it, and you go and you ask it more questions, and you just treat it like a human. Just think that you're talking to a human and ask it questions, and you'll be surprised how amazing. I mean, the capability.
I've gotten answers. Excuse me. I've gotten answers from.
But it is dangerous. You're right.
ChatGPT.
It is dangerous.
It says, according to my knowledge, as of 2018, then they can't answer it. So that's why I say that's what I call loading AI.
No, it depends. So ChatGPT, the free version, I
Right.
think is through the databases through 2020. I don't remember exactly, but the database for the free version is not current, where the database, if you pay for it, is current. And
Okay.
and depending upon which version you're using, it doesn't keep the information private. So if you use ChatGPT free, it keeps all that information that you give it. So it becomes part of its database. Where my understanding is if you use the paid version, you can, everything is held in confidence.
So
You can
Steve,
also make it your personal assistant, like to just tell it a little bit about yourself. Like I'm married to X and I have X kids and those are their birthdays. Please send me reminders. Talk to it like a personal assistant, you know, or help me find. And once you have this in the system, like for example, I wrote to it. My son has a birthday today, and his name is Harel, and I wrote down, can you help me find a present for Harel? And then it knows already that he's 12 and knows it's a boy, and whatever you tell it, it remembers. So it's incredible.
So with all this information in
Sorry.
AI, what's the best use of it in a restaurant?
I haven't thought about it yet, but let me give you an example. You can ask it, can you let me know in X radius or these towns which new restaurants opened in the past 6 months? See what it comes up with. Which ones of them were by just classified by category. Try it out. See what happens.
well, you're
Don, go ahead, Terry.
Howard operation.
Huh?
Huh? Are you talking about like a restaurant operation, like AI for a restaurant, like what Steve is going to do? Steve's going to start these presentations, I'm assuming sometime soon. I don't know if he wants to do it with both groups.
I'm gonna do it only if I can get a large audience, not necessarily at the same time, but
Well,
yeah.
I think we should do it on the times that we have both groups at the end
Oh,
of
yeah,
the month.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to change it, but what I want to do is if I'm going to do it and put the time in, I want to make sure that that I can get an audience. You know, it doesn't have to be all at the same time to do it because it's a fair amount of work. By the way, I just asked ChatGPT, share out the screen. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on. Now I gotta
Hold on.
get, whoopsie, click the wrong button
Go ahead.
here.
Well, I just want to make one comment. Like Don has the POS system, and he's getting information about the restaurant through the POS system. So that information would be informative to a restaurateur, as to menu development, purchasing, all different areas of it, equipment needs.
Yeah, we have 93 individual reports. Some of the coolest ones are when you pull a product mix, for example, showing how much of what was ordered. It'll automatically pull another report side by side that shows what was ordered with what. So the use case would be, if I have a Mexican restaurant and a chicken burrito is my best-selling product, it'll show me what is most likely to be ordered with that. Let's say it's a margarita in this case. So it'll pull a report, what are the items that are ordered most commonly with this chicken burrito, margarita, apple juice, beer, chicken taco. So why would you want to know that information? I mean, there's a lot of different reasons, but what first comes to mind for me is marketing opportunities. Why not do a special on that product for the dead hours of 3 to 5 o'clock on Tuesday? Come in, get a chicken burrito, half off on a margarita, for example. To have that information right at your fingertips. When I first started in restaurants, it was Micros 3700. Good luck, having all that kind of information. You had to have so many different, very expensive integrations. And now it's right at your fingertips. You can pull up our app on your phone while you're on a beach in Mexico and have all of that.
So actually, I just put in the question that Howard, you asked, how do I use AI in restaurants? And two things. First of all, it told me right over here something interesting. They now have custom versions of ChatGPT, like for writing, research, and coding. But so right away it said customer service, operational efficiency, menu options, marketing, a whole bunch of things. And if I wanted to explore one further, I could just say something like, how to, well, you know what? Let me dictate it to be faster. I think I can dictate it. Can I dictate? And I don't know. So I could ask it, how do I use a chat box? The chat bot, I should say.
Don't worry about this.
Hi.
You will understand.
Yeah, I don't see where the microphone option is, otherwise would have dictated.
No, I'm saying you can write to it with spelling mistakes. It will still understand
know,
what you
I
wanted
just-
to know,
I-
what you wanted to say.
I just sort of get embarrassed. So, and it'll give you a response.
Embarrassed, you're brilliant.
Brilliant, I don't know, but
Hey,
and you can get it to drill down further.
Yeah. And if you have the paid version, you can tell it, can you give me a list of all the bot offering companies that offer bot services? You can ask him that and I'll give you a list.
There's now even a AI that will go out to the other AIs and effectively ask them, give you the best, somehow give you the best responses. Or integrate.
Well, given the speed of which AI has come into our vernacular and our usage, daily usage, imagine what it's going to be in 5 years.
Yeah, it is
combining it with robotics.
I don't know that I want to.
Let me tell you a story. When they tested the system, they asked the AI to break into a company's database, right? So they took a company and they told the AI, okay, we want you to break into their system. So what the AI did, it studied all on LinkedIn, all the employees that work for that company. It created bogus profiles on LinkedIn So let's say, for example, an employee that works there that likes tennis, a male employee. So it created a fake profile on LinkedIn of a female person that likes tennis too, and connected with them. Within 24 hours, they had enough links to just destroy the company, because they connected through all these people that work there, and that it did it on its own. Think how scary that can be.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you were gonna tell me AI said to close the company down.
No, but imagine now China wants to penetrate, I don't know, the Pentagon,
Right.
and they use AI.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have a problem. From what I've heard and I watched, that's what I watch a lot of, and I'm telling you, it's very scary.
It is. Yeah. Like anything, you can use it for good and you can use it for bad, right?
Whenever
Right.
uses, no, you never have to teach anybody to be bad, even as a child. A baby, a child, a person, you never have to teach them to be bad, only good. Why is that? Think about that.
In the meantime, this weekend, a great movie on Netflix, Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, I heard
Oh, yeah.
that was coming out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's,
How's it called?
It's directed by Ron Howard.
Right.
Hillbilly Elegy. It's the story of J.D. Vance growing up.
Okay.
It was his bestseller book, and then Ron Howard and the Hollywood people turned it into a movie. And
course.
it's pretty powerful.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Love to see.
I think it's gotten more play, obviously, since it
Yeah.
was, chosen.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna be seeing it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I
Thank-
think we've come to the end of our time. I feel like a psychiatrist. Our hour is up.
Or you could be in the Mickey Mouse Club. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our family.
God.
So, Don, nice to see you. Come
Yeah.
back anytime, even if bring some of the other guys with you.
Howard, do you have a list of all the participants and their contact information?
Yeah, they all get invitations.
No, Howard will send out a list of all the,
Attendees.
Yes, I will.
As soon as the meeting's over, he sends everyone
Oh.
here.
You'll get that
Yeah.
today.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And of course, nice to have you here, Sergey.
Sagi,
Nice to have you here today. And
thank you for having me.
if you're interested in becoming a member, we'd love to have you. I
Thank you.
did send you some information. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So everybody go home and study for your AI test next week.
Mhm.
And have a great weekend. Stay
Okay.
safe, and let the sauce be with you.
It
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thanks.